and so am I. Okay. Inside of Google Classroom, you should see two things posted today. The first item is a big item. It's all of the Broken Blade, all of it. I did it in one file. Up until now, we've been doing files of the specific episodes. So you had episode like 1 through 9, and then you had 10 through 18. Today I posted all of it. This is for if you haven't been able to stay on top of it, now you have one document that you can go to and you can see it all. If you have been staying on top and you've been doing it as we've been posting them in Google Class, then you have, I think, please don't quote me, I think you start on page 37. So there's nothing to be like overwhelmed at. When you open up the file, it's large. But the super awesome news is that we've got nothing to stress about because we've already been working on it, and you're starting on like page 37. And so it's going to be really much easier than it looks because you've already done so much of it to get started. When you open up that document and you're looking in, you're starting on page 37, you're scrolling through, you're finishing the Broken Blade. If you look at it, you might notice something. You might notice that it has no cover. There's no cover to the comic book, which gives us our activity. And the second thing that I've posted on Google Classroom. I'm going to show you my favorite book. Some of you, I can see your faces. You can nod if you've read this book before. This is a book that my grandmother and I used to read, and I loved it. When I was able to pick a book when I was staying at her house, I would always pick this book. My brother would pick one. He always picked the same book. And I always picked this book. This is one of my favorites. You can go ahead and nod if you've seen this book before. This book is Blueberries for Sal. This is my favorite book. I see she knows it. Yeah. This book, I bought it from the school that I was working at in Alaska. When I saw it up there, I was so excited, and I bought it from the library. And this is my favorite book as a kid. And I'm talking to you about the cover. Now on the cover, we can see Sal, and there's my little buddy Sal, and he's eating his blueberry. This is about Blueberries for Sal. Some of you haven't had the joy of reading this book yet, but we can start to realize some things from looking at the cover. We already know what the book's about. We know the title. We can see Sal, and he's looking at something, but we don't know what he's looking at. We haven't read the book yet. Now, if you open up the book all the way, you'll see that the cover wraps around, and it has what he's looking at. He's looking at a bear. Without having read the book, we know ideas about what will happen in this book. We have an idea of what happens in Blueberries for Sal. There is no cover to the Broken Blade. To the comic book that I shared to you, there's not a cover. You're going to create the cover. Now, I don't have a printer at my house, so I use normal lined paper, like we use for our notebooks at school. You can use normal lined paper. That's what Mr. Unmentionable signs on. That's just normal lined paper. Maybe you have a printer at home. Maybe you have construction paper. Maybe you have cool colored paper. You can do it on whatever paper you'd like. You can have colors. You can leave it black and white. You could do it black and red. You could do it red and white. It's up to you. This is your cover. Now, on Blueberries for Sal, we see a character. We see a verb. He's picking and he's eating those blueberries. We see another character. On your book cover, you're going to show me what you understand from the Broken Blade. You can have it be some of those verbs, those action words that Pierre was doing. You can have it be the people, the who's in the book. We can think about like the who, the what, the where, the when, the why. What I would also recommend is before you start, after you finish the reading, look around. Look at your favorite book. Go to your bookshelf. Pull a book off the shelf. Look at the cover. What's going on the cover? Who's on it? What parts of your favorite book did the author and the artist decide to put on the cover? Why did they decide to do those items or those people and not the others? This is your cover, and it's going to be up to you to tell me about it. The platform that you're going to tell me about is on Flipgrid. Now, Flipgrid, it's been a couple of weeks since we went to Flipgrid, and so I gave you the link back in Google Classroom, and the assignment is linked there. You'll create your cover, and then you'll upload, and you'll show me your cover on Flipgrid. And you can tell me what's going on, and why did you put Pierre on the book? What's going on with him on the cover? What's he doing? What are the verbs? Who are the people? Where are the locations? You have 2 minutes to record. Some of you will do your recording and you won't have enough time. Or some of you will do your recording and you'll finish in 30 seconds. I recommend that before you submit it onto Flipgrid, that you look at a watch or a clock or a timer, you give yourself 2 minutes and you practice. And you hold up to your mirror, maybe a bathroom mirror, maybe you just hold it up to the wall, maybe you hold it up to your computer and you see what it looks like. Because sometimes you can think that you're holding it up, but really you have to change some things. And if you practice, that's a good way to know what you're about to do. Just like in sports, the athletes do their practices before they do a game. For school, we're athletes as well. Our game is our assignments, and we have to make sure that we're practicing accordingly. You have 2 minutes, and if you don't practice, you might find that those 2 minutes are either super long or they're not long enough. Maybe 2 minutes is perfect, but if you practice, you'll have a good feel about what you're going to say. Your 2 things that you're doing today. You're finishing the Broken Blade, which we're almost done with. And then you're creating a cover, and you're putting that cover onto Flipgrid. You will see the link in Google Classroom. It's already there. You have until I see you next, so that would be Monday, for you to have your cover completed. So you've got plenty of time. You could read the book today, look at your bookshelf, look at those covers, get some ideas from the favorite books that you have, and then you can start creating your cover tomorrow if you'd like. You have until Monday when I see you next. That's our plan. That's what we're doing today. If you have no questions, you can wave bye and you can head out. If you have questions, you can stick around and ask, or you can type them out. See you, everyone. Bye, Hannah.